and welcome to yet another show. Yes, the Kate Hill Show on Radio Arder. And I have another guest with me this evening. And again, we are going to get deep down and dirty. We are going to get to know some facts about my lovely next guest, Nicole.
Hello, Kate.
Nice to have you in the studio.
Oh, lovely to be here.
Well, my show, I like to talk about, real things, real people. And, you're quite an interesting lady, if I say so myself. You do a lot of fashion stuff.
Yeah.
And also, you are a single mother bringing up a teenage daughter. You've had lots of other business ventures, I understand. So, also, one thing that I was absolutely gobsmacked about was the fact that you come from a family of
7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your mum must have been a very busy lady.
Yeah. Her excuse was she couldn't take the pill. So
Okay.
she can't take tablets, even if they're tiny. So she ended up with loads of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you then, growing up in a home full of 7 children?
Absolutely amazing, because we were so close and we just done everything together. Apart from, I think my older brother, he was a little bit more, because there was a big gap between us, he had a bit more of an ego, so we didn't want to tail him. We used to follow him out and go and try and be with his friends, but that didn't go down too well. But my sister looked after us like she was our second mum when my mum popped out. Yeah, but the house started to get a bit overcrowded when I started getting a bit older.
Okay, so what was the house like that you lived in? How many bedrooms were in the house? Because, you've got to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, it was 4 bedrooms. So there was, I remember my brother and 2 brothers were together. My sister, I don't know why she was on her own, but she got her own space. And there was me, my other sister and my little brother, all in one.
Okay.
So we just used to trample over each other. The room was quite big. We had bunk beds and a single, but there was just loads of clothes. I don't know where they used to come from.
And what about, little things like toys as well? Because when you're growing up, sometimes you might have that special toy that only you want to play with and you have to share. How was that?
No toys that I can remember.
Really?
No, I don't think that at that time they weren't really in the forefront of my mum's mind. We used to make games.
Oh,
we
wow.
We didn't used to buy anything like Monopoly. Obviously, the pieces would get lost. So, no, we just used to create lots of artwork, lots of tents. Thousands and thousands of sheets around the house and just make tents. Yeah, just make it up.
That sounds like an amazing childhood, because I do think that, you can buy children toys, but it's far better. I mean, I used to love, looking back, playing with a cardboard box.
Yeah.
That cardboard box could become anything you wanted.
There was lots of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when was it that you got to a point that you thought, actually, I need my own space?
When my sister started to steal my clothes. I don't know.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, it really affected me. And I just thought, you get in and then there's nothing to wear because they're gone. There's like 7 of us and someone's got something. Mm. So I decided to go to the council, because remember when you just used to go there and say, I want a house, and they'd be like, yeah, go and have a look. Yeah, you go round. And my friend had a house and I used to go in and say, I'm going to live here. And it came up on the market and I phoned the council every single day for about a month. They absolutely hated me by the end, and they just said, come and get the keys. Your house is ready. I didn't tell my mum. I told my older sister. And gradually we fixed it up, painted. Then I moved in. And I think my mum found out. I can't remember.
What was your mum's reaction?
Oh my gosh, she was fuming.
Was she?
Yeah, she just says, you're not going to be able to afford it. You've got no money. You can't pay the bills. And I was just thinking, I don't mind how much the bills cost. I just don't want anything else stolen out of my room.
Yeah.
Just wanted to go. Yeah, and that was just the best thing that ever happened. I remember it was £5 a month for gas, electric and water. So it was like £15. Wow. Yeah, and I looked forward to paying that. I don't now.
Yeah, because it's not £5 anymore, that's why.
Oh, amazing. It's a 1-bedroom. Yeah, I absolutely adored it.
I think there is something, though, isn't there, about having your own space. And I suppose when you are part of a large family as well, I mean, I wasn't, but I actually moved out from home when I was 16. And it was like, no, I want to spread my wings.
Yeah.
So how did you get on then, being in your own home?
I think I was
And
15
how old were you?
I think I was 15 or 16.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was like a big secret, and yeah, I was really young and I got on amazing. It made me so creative. I made everything. I made the bedding. I went out to work more. You're in survival mode.
Yeah.
So everything just kicked in, how to create. I had my sewing machine. Someone gave me a sewing machine and I just used to sew and sew and sew every day. So
But isn't that amazing when you've got very little money that you do become very creative?
yes, yeah.
Because I've been there too, so I know what it's like.
I had a good job actually. I was doing acting. It's like I used to be on Only Fools and Horses and
Oh, wow.
walk on parts, and then I was doing
You
modelling.
kept that secret.
Yeah, there's I've got a few videos. I don't know if they still work, but yeah, I used to do
Wow.
walk-ons and lots of theatre and modelling. So they paid well. So I had a bit of a stash, but I don't think I understood the value of money at that point. So I didn't think to do anything exotic with it.
Okay.
Just walking and getting the bus everywhere.
So from what you've told me, you had quite a few business ventures.
Yes.
Do you want to divulge any?
Well, the first thing was I started investigating because I knew you could buy council properties.
Yeah.
So I investigated all of that, and then I bought that flat that I was in. And then there was a couple of other people that were selling their properties, and I used to say, well, let me rent it out for you. So I started doing property management.
Wow, how old were you then?
I was like 22.
Wow, you've got good business head then on
Yeah,
your shoulder for
just-
someone so young.
Yeah, I just went in. I think I'd bought my house. I'd bought that by the time I was 19, 20.
Wow.
Yeah. I just went straight in, and I was doing my fashion business. So every time I went out on a Saturday, I would wear my own clothes and everyone would say, oh my gosh, that's lovely. So I'd be sewing all week. Yeah. But I just think I'd done lots of different things, so I didn't focus on one because no one was there to teach me. My uncles were off in London because from a big family, and then there was just my mum with loads of kids. She was a strong person, really, looked after us brilliantly, but I didn't have like a guidance.
Yeah.
I was just all over. It was all good. I was just doing everything.
It sounds like it, because I think there's a lot to be said for having multiple streams of income rather than just focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that way, you don't get bored with what you're doing. I would hate to be doing the whole 9 to 5 kind of, same job day in, day out. No. So, I mean, for someone so young, like I say, it was really, wow, blown away. So, how old were you when you had your daughter?
29.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 29, and I remember watching Ghostbusters. I don't know what year that was, but I seen the Silver Cross pram across the road with the big wheels.
And that was your moment when you said, "Right, I'm having a baby," was it?
No, I was already pregnant, and I just went back to the moment of the Ghostbusters and the pram. So I needed to get out the flat because I went to see the pram. My partner at the time said I couldn't have it because I think it was £1,000, and I just thought, I can't carry it up the stairs. It's like a big metal chassis.
I remember the Silver Cross prams.
Yeah, there's no way. So I thought, I need to get a house. I need a bigger house, and that's the only reason why I moved out the flat was for the Silver Cross pram. And he told me I couldn't have it. So I think he used to give me some money now and again, throw me like 10, 20s, and I just used to save it, and I'd go and pay down on the pram. And I finally got this big Silver Cross pram, And he was the first one to want to take it out. He's like, how did you pay for this? And I thought, well, you've actually paid for it. Yeah, so that was funny.
So once you got it then, he was quite happy?
Yes, yeah, absolutely loved it. I didn't get a look in on that, actually. So it's just, I've still got that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my next.
So how did having your daughter affect your business and your fashion business? Did you carry on with that, or what happened?
My fashion business was fine, but my partner wasn't very helpful. So he was always off in London working, partying. I just remember having this little alien in the bed, because the first day out of hospital he left me on my own. And do you know, babies make that funny noise, and it scared the life out of me. So I was up all night. She was awake because she didn't like the sound of the birds. And we just used to sit there for weeks and weeks and weeks, frightened.
Bless her.
Yeah, it was so scary.
But I think
my mum didn't tell me.
But I think having your first child is an experience in itself,
Yeah.
you know, and can be quite scary, because, you know, you're responsible for this human being, you know, that relies on you for everything.
Yeah, I think people automatically think you're just going to pick it up, but they make strange noises. Their breathing's all out of sync. And I just got on with it. I didn't really say anything to my mum because I don't know why. You just go into survival mode.
Yeah, but you seemed the sort of lady that, you know, you just get on with it anyway.
Yes, yeah, and I did. And I had to just sew when I could, still selling the clothes. And then look after Latasia. My partner didn't support me or anything. I just kept on sewing. And the first thing that I did was rent a room out in my house. This was years ago. That was my survival mode. I thought, right, I've got this house, spare room, and that's what kept me going the whole time. My sisters were saying, you've got to sell the property, you're not going to be able to afford it. I was like, no way, I'm not going to get on the property ladder again.
Yeah.
How the hell, in 10 years' time, am I going to afford that because I've been set back by having a baby? So I rented a room out, and that was the best thing ever.
I mean, I've been in the same situation as yourself, having my first child and not being really supported. And I think a lot of women can actually relate to that as well. But obviously you come across as a very strong lady. You've got your little girl. You're still carrying on with your fashion business. But how did you cope mentally? Because I don't know about you, but there were some times when it was like, this is all a bit much.
Oh no, I absolutely loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, the breastfeeding, even though she would be there for hours and hours and hours, I loved it. I used to just carry her to the toilet and just around. My mum used to say, you're going to spoil her. I said, there's no way you can spoil a child that's been in your belly for 10 months and then take them out and put them in their own room. So she was literally there and everything was fine.
Yeah.
I just used to just sing, just put all my energy. I didn't think about myself. So I don't remember ever getting stressed out. There was only one time I cried, which was when I was pregnant and I was left on my own at home. Yeah. And I cried and then I never cried again. I think I cried for 2 days, but I said never again. I just got on with everything and I loved the survival mechanism that kicked in, and it helped me so much because I got so creative.
Yeah.
Nothing was stopping me.
I mean, when I said about how you felt, I didn't mean with your daughter.
Oh, okay.
Because same for me, I think you're responsible for that child. It just, you just do it. But, at the same time, when you are on your own, there are times, I felt anyway, that, you kind of... I remember, for example, having a friend who was going out. It was New Year's Eve, and I couldn't go out. And I was 18, 19 when I had my daughter. So there was that kind of, okay, I've got to be at home. I've got to do this. And not that I ever regretted it. I'm not saying that. But there's things that would kind of crop up and you think, okay, this is different. I can't be doing that anymore. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was really fortunate because my daughter had her nanny and my sisters. So she was always, my sister used to come and pinch her. She'd be gone for like 2-3 days. She'd take her to her house, and it was just like sharing. She was everyone's, so I could go out, I could work. I'd just go and visit. Yeah, I didn't even realise. Yeah, she was always out. Oh. Everyone would share her. They'd bring me dinner round, look after her.
Lovely.
Yeah, look after her. So there was not a problem.
So, coming sort of more up to date, you're still doing your fashion stuff. How's that going?
Yeah, that's going amazing. I've just been to uni, done the art and design course. That went really well. And I'm just still working from home. I prefer working from home because I think I get a bit sidetracked and start wanting to do everything when I'm in a different environment. So I've kind of reverted back to the house and just study from home and do my fashion. That's going brilliant. And yeah, still got my flat. I never ever gave that up. So that's a holiday let. Okay. And I let that out.
So do people come to you and ask you to design stuff for them? How does it normally work?
I make clothes for the whole month, and then I have an open house. All the people that I've spoke to and met through networking, they normally just come at the end of the month and buy certain clothes that I've made. I'll probably make 20 garments. If it's like summer now, I'll make lots of swimwear. So yeah, they always meet people when I'm out and they ask. I try and wear something every time I'm out. This is not mine today, but yeah, to get that business.
Yeah. So what if someone did come to you and say, actually, Nicole, I want this, can you design something for me? Would you do that?
No, I used to, but then when you make an outfit for someone, I say it's their creation. Because then they want the neckline here and the zip there, then it's not my creation. So I just make a selection of clothing.
And you prefer that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a website or anything that people can look at, or a Facebook page or something?
Yeah, I've got my labels Nianock, which is Nianock, Nicole Angel Ruddock. And I've got my Instagram, which is at Nianock, and I'm just finishing off my Facebook page, making it all neat, because I'm making my clothes and photographing them, putting it on, so it gets a little behind sometimes.
Okay.
So, yeah, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, and is that how people can get hold of you? Because, there might be people that are thinking, actually, I want to see some of her designs. Maybe I might want to buy something.
Yes, on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all the details will be up, so you can get in touch with Nicole if you want to. Mm-hmm. Nicole, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would love to do a follow-on interview with you, because I think there's so much we could talk about, especially when it comes to being a single mum with a teenage daughter, which has all sorts of interesting things as well, shall we say. So, yes, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, another show, Kate Hill Show on Radio Arder, which goes out on a Tuesday at 6 p.m.